Antichrist!
Good morning, fuckers. It is Sunday, September 3rd, 2017. This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I am your host, the King of Villains, Bulldog Malenko. In studio with me today, the ever-exciting Knubsie Slow. God damn. And replacing Dirtnap this week, we got Adrian Gutierrez, a.k.a. Denim Dave, because he looks like a midget Dave Navarro and wears denim jackets. And
got him.
I love that I didn't even have to explain that to him. Like, he just knew.
Oh, yeah. As soon as he told me, he goes, yeah, dude, he goes, my friends have started calling me Denim Dave. And I was like, oh, yeah, man, I get it. Yeah. I'm there. Yeah. I'm on that level.
You gonna judge tattoos on a fucking shitty ass show?
Right, dude. That's why I hate that though. Like, and I don't know, people always tell me like, "Hey, man, you look a lot like Dave Navarro," and I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." But then they follow it up with like a homeless version of Dave Navarro.
Yeah, they give you the compliment of Dave Navarro, but then there's the backhand coming shortly after.
It's like a hobo chic version, you know.
All right, we're gonna cut out to Watch Talk Wrestling real quick, and we'll be right back.
Are you feeling the effects of the PG era? Do you miss the beer drinking and middle fingers? There's a cure for you.
Watch Talk Wrestling!
This is Scotty Stevens.
And this is Blown Star.
We bring you all the action and drama of the Monday Night Wars.
WWF Monday Night Raw takes on WCW Monday Nitro from 20 years ago.
Interact with us on Facebook and Twitter.
Download us on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher.
All right, we're back. So, Dirtnap's not here.
Dirtnap's not here at all, dude. But we got Denim Dave, a.k.a. Adrian Gutierrez. I mean,
Denim Dave.
Dirtnap's being a little bitch and got PTSD. Dirtnap, a.k.a. diphtheria, a.k.a. dish detergent,
Dish detergent,
a.k.a. do bad Dave in here. But we got Denim Dave to save the day.
Hell yeah.
Oh fuck. So, Adrian,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself.
Actually, here I'll give this lead up. So,
Okay.
you and I met probably around 2007.
Probably
Like 10 years ago.
Yep.
And we've seen each other a few times sporadically here and there through the years. But it's funny because you now are associated with Knubsie's comedy sketch group, What's Wrong With You, Man?
Yep.
And like it's just so funny because the comedy show that he did a couple weeks ago, I show up and you're there, and I was like, holy shit, I fucking know this cat.
Yeah. We're both pretty recognizable too, I would say. You know, like if I've seen you once, I've seen
right.
you. Yeah.
Right.
But I look like a shaved bear, but he left a little beard on. You don't want to meet him in a back alley in his nighttime.
That's when the rape happens.
That's definitely it's not an if and or maybe.
What time is it? 7:38. Bitch raping time.
Rape 30. That's what time.
Rape 30.
30. That's my favorite time.
Oh God. So tell us a bit about yourself, man.
A little bit about well, shit, man. I've been doing comedy for about I'd say about 7 months. I'm about 7-8 months in right now. I mean, I've had a lot of really like crazy things happen to me since I started. For example, I met Doug Stanhope once.
Nice.
And, dude, it was incredible.
He's great.
He is. He's amazing. He's one of my favorite rant comedians for sure. I was in what was it? It was in Champaign, Illinois, and I was there the day before, and then like I was there at like hanging out at the back of the venue, and they actually moved the venue from a smaller bar to a bigger one because it sold out. And he walks in the back, and immediately I'm like, "Don't fangirl, like don't fangirl, Adrian." So I was like, I go up to him, I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I offer him a cigarette. You know, we have a cigarette. You know, we talked a little bit about each other and stuff. And then he goes inside and sets up the show. I'm one of the first people there. I'm in the audience, and I'm like right in front of him. He gets off stage and points at me like whenever he's done, and he's like, he gives me the finger waves to come over here, and I was like, oh shit, like me? He's like, get the fuck over here. So we're hanging out. He wanted me to go outside and have a smoke with him again. And he gets like he backs up into the corner, and he's like, I want you to stand right in front of me. I was like, okay, all right, why? He's like, well, I just don't want people to harass me while I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So me and him were chilling, smoking a cigarette. He tells me how long I've been doing comedy and stuff, and how's it going and stuff. I'm like, going pretty good. And I was like, actually, if you want to see any of me right now, I mean, after your show, I'm going to be at the Blind Pig, which was this venue in Champaign that was it was like a block away. It was walking distance. And he's like, hell yeah, buddy, I'll be there. And I'm like, bullshit. Like in my head, I'm like, no fucking way, dude.
Like, whatever. Fuck you, Doug Stanhope. Yeah. That would have been my reaction. I would have been like, fuck you.
Why you lying to me? Yeah. Why you lying to me,
Why
Mom?
you always lying?
Right?
Baby, only trying. Why the fuck you lying?
Yeah, and sure enough, like an hour and a half later, I walk into the Blind Pig. He's standing there with his manager and comedian that he's touring with, and I'm
That's
like,
a piss your pants
dude.
moment. How long had you been doing comedy at this point?
At that point, it was like 6 months.
Shit,
So, like, yeah.
that's a piss your pants moment,
dude.
And you probably got what, 5 to 10 minutes
Oh, yeah.
to work with.
And I knew he was there to see me, and this was an even more piss your pants moment. This story gets way worse and better at the same time.
The fact that his manager's there.
Yeah. And like he's sitting in the back of the bar the whole time. I'm sitting with the comedian that he's touring with, and we're watching all these comics go up, and like we're like, oh, this is great. I get up there, and Doug comes from the back of the bar with his manager and sits right in front of me, and I'm like, holy
Fuck
shit.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Like my fucking like hands and knees are fucking shaking. I get up there, I do my set. I'm like, this has to be the best 5 minutes he's ever heard in his life. And I get up there and I do it, and then I'm walking out the door. Like I have 1 foot out the door already. And he gets up on the mic and like, takes the mic from the host, and he's like, Adrian, get the fuck back here. And I was like, oh my god. And he's like, he puts his arm around me. He's like, Adrian, this is my new friend, Adrian Gutierrez, everybody. What do you think of his set? The bar goes ballistic. And then he invites me outside for a smoke again. Yeah, we're just like fucking chain smoking at this point. And this ginger chick comes out, and I made a ginger Tinder joke once. And, she's like, I love that joke. Like, I thought you were funny. I'm like, I can see why. And Doug puts his arm around me. He's like, oh, you thought he was funny? And she's like, yeah, he was hilarious. He looks at me, looks at her, looks back at me, and he's like, would you fuck him? And I'm like, Doug, what the hell? And she just like looks like confused, but she's like, sure. And then I can only say this one way. Like, he summoned an Uber in like 2 minutes, and he's like, you kids have fun. Before I get in, he's like, Adrian, it was a pleasure meeting you. You were really funny. I'm like, man, I suck. He's like, we all suck when we're as new as you. Don't worry about it, but keep doing it. And I was like, okay. And he leans in and kisses me on the mouth.
That Birdman Little Wayne kiss.
That's awesome.
It was incredible. So that's like one of the biggest things that's happened to me so far in this shit. And like I'm just like, I woke up the next morning with this ginger chick. I'm like, did that happen? She's like, yeah.
That's killer, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what great shit.
That good guy Doug Stanhope. Like,
Way to go, Dougie Doug.
wingman Dougie.
Just
Yeah.
breaking my heart, you know. Left me with just a kiss.
He left you with a kiss and pussy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
it was only a kiss.
and I'm assuming he covered the Uber.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. Oh,
I mean, fucking hell.
So everything was free that night for you.
Right.
yeah.
Like free ass, free comedy, free like advice. Like you got advice on comedy from Doug Stanhope, the guy who was on the fucking Man Show,
Right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
the real
Like-
Man Show.
there. There's not a lot of comedians that you could name where I'd be like, genuinely like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Doug Stanhope's fucking great.
Dude, he's awesome.
Like he's like another one that you could have said for me, but it would have been a way more awkward interaction than that. But if you would have said Mike Birbiglia, Jesus Christ, dude.
Jeez.
What I should have said was nothing.
Yeah, what I should have said.
Was nothing.
I know. Like he's great too.
Oh yeah.
I love E. She love E. Make sure I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Like, and how about this bitch's life? I don't know this girl.
I mean, okay, let's look at this. Nubs, how long you been doing comedy?
3.5.
3.5 years.
Something like that. Yeah.
So, how many interactions have you had with big name comics like that?
None.
Okay, so that was the point that I was getting to. Was like, you've been doing this almost 8 months.
It's about 8 months. Well, yeah, it's September now, right? Yeah, and
Yeah.
I started I think February. So yeah, this would be like my 8th.
I mean, dude,
yeah.
that's a huge rub. Like that. Not only did Doug Stanhope say he was going to come to your show,
He did.
He showed up,
Dude.
and then when you went on stage, he came front and center to show he was paying the fuck attention.
Dude, it was incredible, man. It was an incredible experience. Like I said, I got up there, I see him come from the back of the bar. I'm like, this is the second sign that he really was there just to see me. And after I was done, he walked out with me. Like he didn't care about watching anybody else. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, yeah, it was crazy, man.
Stand-up comedy is one of those things that's always fascinated me, and I've had so many people tell me, Bulldog, you should get into comedy. You should do stand-up. And I'm like, I'm not like that. Like, that's stand-up. I mean, if you put me on stage and there's enough happening in front of me, like enough to interact with, situational comedy. That's my... Put me in a group of people where we're all talking.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to be fucking hilarious. I'm going to say some really funny, off-the-wall shit.
Like right now, yeah.
Right. But me trying to write out a routine, my brain just doesn't work that way, because everything that, like, I've tried to do it. I've tried to write specific things down, and I'm like, and every time I look at it again, I'm like, oh no, it was funny at that time. It's not funny now. Where I know, like, I know that all comedians go through that, and you have to get past that. But genuinely, my brain's like, no, that's not funny now. It already happened. Like, and I, like, to me, it seems like a nightmare. One of my favorites is Jim Norton.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I listen to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts on Sirius XM all the time.
Hell yeah. And
Jim Norton, he's talked about it where he's even like that, and Colin Quinn, and they're really good buddies, and they've talked about how you always have that in your head where, I've been doing this same set for a year and a half now, touring the different, going on the circuit and hitting all the clubs, and he goes, and these jokes still kill. And he's like, it's mind-blowing because you still have to try to present it with the same energy that you had when you came up with it, but you've done it now 140 times. And he's like, there's just nights, he said, nights where you step up on the stage and you're like, this shit isn't funny anymore. Like, everybody's heard this. And he goes, and then he's like, no, everybody hasn't heard it. And not everybody looked up a bootlegged YouTube video to see what your set was going to be. Some people actually show up to the comedy club and want to be surprised by what the fuck you say.
Yeah, exactly. And you actually gave me advice, Knubsie. You gave me advice the last time we spoke, I believe it was at Boca.
Yeah, I was in a dark place there. Yeah.
Dude, man, like, but you were in a dark place. But you gave me advice that, like, really stuck with me. And it's that, because, like, I had that same problem where I would do the same set. And he's heard my set probably, like, my 5 or 10 minute set. You've probably heard it, like, 5 or 6 times now. And I'm just, like, every time is, like, the same thing. And I present it with the same energy. But, like, in my mind, it's, like, this shit's stale now. And I got this way because whenever I first started, I was just an improv comedian. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was going to say when I walked up on that stage. I just said shit. And it worked. And then whenever I had my first show ever, I opened it for Andrew Frank. Like, I had to get this drilled in my head that I have to have a set. And I never wrote down any of my jokes before, so I started writing that set. And then ever since I got into that mindset, every open mic that I went to, I did that same set. And I was like, this kind of, like, I want to work on new shit. And he's like, well, that's what open mics are for. Open mics are for you to just
fine-tune.
Yeah, fine-tune and get your new materials out there and stuff. And
tweak what sort of works. Yeah. And then stuff that gets just blank reactions or like a like that little crack smile of, okay, that wasn't that great, but I'll give you this. Drop it. Just and that's the other thing that I've learned. Like, I consider myself very much an astute student of comedy because I pay attention.
You just absorb it.
Yeah. Like when comedians do interviews, especially on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Yeah. On Jim and Sam show, they have comedians in there all the time, and they're talking just like Mark Normand. Oh God, dude, that guy's a fucking riot. But all these guys come on their show, and they talk about the aspects of comedy and what goes into it, and how. One of the other biggest things that you have to learn is no matter how great a joke is to you, if it doesn't draw the reaction, you have to
Yeah.
let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because you can die by that shit.
Yeah. I mean that's how it kind of like you know how that joke that I have it's the what is it, the Sex Addicts Anonymous meeting thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I had to actually drop a part of that joke because like this is actually a true story and the part that I added in was not true, but like it
felt disingenuous. Like it just really wasn't.
Yeah. Well, it turned into kind of like a rape joke, and I was like, in case you haven't heard my comedy, I'm a very dark and just dirty comic.
and you know what's funny is like a lot of people when you say rape joke, people will cringe. However, it's like George Carlin said, anything can be funny.
Yeah.
George Carlin made it very clear. He was like, nothing. We are comedians.
Mm-hmm.
We are basically the last line of defense for humanity's sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's real. And
Yeah.
it's like comedians are the last line of people that keep the rest of the public in check from taking themselves and everything around them too fucking seriously.
Right.
And he and George Carlin back in town made the joke. He goes, you can make anything funny, even rape. And I'll prove it to you. And the whole crowd's like, oh, and he goes, I'll prove it to you. He goes, imagine Elmer Fudd, I think he said, imagine Elmer Fudd raping Porky Pig. And that's all he said. And the crowd just lost it. And he goes, exactly. He's like, that's going to be in your head forever.
It's in my head right now.
Oh, you like that, don't you? Oh.
Like, I can't get that shit. Like when I do like I got like 20 to 25 5 to 10 minute sets.
Mhm.
Because I counted right.
Or it might have been Daffy Duck raping Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Which even then is delightful. But I mean, it really is one of those things of comedy, when used properly, is that great equalizer of the mentality, like the balance of mentality of society.
Yeah.
And
I think my scale's broken now.
but that's just it. Like you have those comics that are completely clean.
Yeah.
And they just like
Jim Gaffigan.
Norm
King of
Macdonald.
Queen. Or Norm Macdonald, yeah.
Norm Macdonald, very clean.
Oh, yeah.
And he does more obvious comedy.
Yeah.
Or like just kind of a little off the wall, but where people, I mean, he says things that no one else says.
Yeah.
But it's because no one else would. Like, it's just, what? But then you've got those, one of my tops is Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries is dark as fuck, man. He's just brutal and ruthless. And like Lewis Black.
Yeah. Lewis Black is very vulgar.
It's about time for him to drop a new special.
I don't even think they have his special anymore on Netflix. It used to be on Netflix. I don't think it's on there anymore. I don't know.
Netflix has come on with the comedy so hard that they're cycling. I love that there's an entire stand-up section.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's great.
It's not busting. Like, you can go there. There's like tons of stand-up. Chris Tucker stand-up. I bypassed that shit after the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, you lost it since Friday, homie.
Dude. And that's just it, man. There's a lot of misses happening right now in comedy, like Amy Schumer.
Oh, I was about to say
Amy Schumer bombed,
dude.
Man,
that was
awful.
cringeworthy.
Yeah, I forced myself through like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
I didn't laugh out loud once, and I was just like,
"Is that the one that Chris Rock directed?"
I don't know who. I would not want my name attached to that in any way, shape, or form.
Was she in the black light dress?
Yeah,
she was in the leather. It was her leather special.
Yeah.
Yo, I think that's the one Chris Rock directed.
It's terrible.
Really, dude, it's pretty bad. I mean, like I forced myself to watch the whole thing, and like she had an arena of people. You know, she had that big of an audience, and the laughs that she received.
They were sweetening that. They were sweetening that track, that finished production,
right?
Because when you saw the camera shots of the crowd,
wasn't
nobody laughing that hard.
Yeah,
people were kind of chuckling here and there.
Well, yeah, and that's like.
But that roaring laughter, that shit was added in the studio.
Yeah.
Rest assured.
You get so like to a point. Like you get like Kevin Hart, he's up there. Like Kevin
Hart can come out on the stage and just talk about his day, and how he says it is going to be the funniest fucking thing you've heard that day.
Yeah.
It's like once you get to a certain level, you lose touch with like where you started from, and that sucks. I never want to like. I want to get money all day, every day, constantly. But I never want to lose a part of me that was like, yeah, I was broke growing up. I was doing this shit.
Well, yeah, Kevin Hart's done very well. Kevin Hart is richer than fucking rich now.
Yeah.
But still, if you look at Kevin Hart's first stand-up special and you look at his last one,
What now?
they are identical.
Yeah.
I mean, just the content's changed.
Yeah.
Because, you know, life still goes on. But the way he presents it and his life, he is one of those comics that truly abides by punching up.
Yeah.
Comedy never punches down. It punches up.
Yeah.
So no matter how successful you become, you still make yourself out to be the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still look at your life through those glasses of, God, I suck.
Yeah. Constant depression upon yourself is what. That's the key to comedy.
But
Constantly.
he's an oddity. Kevin Hart will flat out tell you, no, I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
I don't deal with depression. Kevin Hart is one of the most positive, upbeat people.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jim and Sam talked about this. All the comedians that come on that know Kevin talk about this. They're like, he literally is the nicest guy. He's always happy. He is genuinely happy. And he is too busy to be depressed.
Yeah.
And he said that goes back to his mother, because when he was a kid, his mother did not allow him to have idle time.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't just get to sit there in front of a TV and shit like that. They were going from one practice to a game to something. He was doing community outreach things. Even growing up,
Yeah.
his mother had him involved in everything to keep him the fuck out of trouble. And now that work ethic has carried over to his adult life.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's one of the busiest fucking people in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want him though.
I mean,
He is.
he
for
he
sure.
is on par with The Rock.
The
when it
Rock
comes
is
to-
fucking up.
Dude, The Rock is the king of hustle.
No doubt.
No matter what.
He gets money just looking, sleeping.
And you know what, though? He's the kind of guy that probably pisses him off.
He's sleeping.
He's like, that he has to sleep.
That he has to go.
And the fact that he knows that he just made money during that sleep that he may
more
have
money.
earned, but it's one of those, I wasn't doing
He probably
anything.
forces his poops, so he can get back to work. Like he's like, oh God, what am I doing here?
Those
I got-
massive protein shits.
I got fucking 2,000 calories, 47 pancake shits.
It's like the first dinosaur they roll up on in Jurassic Park, and Jeff Goldblum said, "That is a huge pile of shit."
Yeah. That was a rock shit right there. That's what.
That was the Rock shit.
That was like nominal shits compared to fucking like what the Rock does.
God.
Oh fuck!
I do it like.
Yeah, but I think what helps out a lot is if you can come up, or not even come up with a story, like if you live a story out, but like you go back and whenever you put it in a comedy aspect, you just have to get all the little details that you would have otherwise overseen if you weren't doing comedy. Like last night, no, was it last night? No, it was 2 nights ago.
Was it Friday?
It was Friday.
Yeah.
I almost got my ass kicked by a woman at a bar. So what pretty much happened was, and like in that whole story, in real life me, I was like embarrassed. Like the next morning I was like, man, I really acted a fool, like to a point where like this woman seriously wanted to beat me up. So I actually did a show, and it was opening up for Gavin Eddings and Mark Shalafoo.
Gavin.
And yeah, and so after the show, we're hanging
I'll tell
out
you
at
a
the
story
bar.
about Gavin here.
Hell yeah. And we're chilling at the bar, and like a lot of my friends that couldn't be there for me at the show were like wanting to see me do comedy, right? And I never really ever get hecklers. Well, I mean, I've maybe gotten like a couple, but not like
Fucking
very often.
Monday night, we was there. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was too drunk. I'm about to choke these motherfuckers out.
Yeah. And
But, like, y'all gotta shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Bro. Titties, like, why are you saying titties? For?
yeah, and they wouldn't let me on stage though and do my shit because like they had a band there. So I just went outside on the patio, and like a couple of friends gathered around to hear a crazy story. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys this joke, right? This chick keeps talking, and she's like shouting at me, and I'm just like, will you shut the fuck up for like 5 minutes? She gets set the fuck off, right? And I don't know why. I think it's just because I was really drunk, but like the word cunt slipped out somewhere.
That's my favorite.
Oh man, like she was getting up and like ready to tackle me pretty much, and so she's like coming at me, and like her friends are holding her back, and like I'm sitting there with a smile on my face, just calling her like, you don't have to be such a bitchy cunt about it, and everyone's like, oh, and she's just getting more and more heated, but everything everything blew over and stuff, and like I ended up getting like the bouncer out there because like I was about to get my ass kicked. I was like, I can't hit her back.
Oh, the fuck! You and I live by a different set of
I would
rules.
choke that bitch out
Let
real
me tell
quick.
you, My grandfather told me if a woman slaps you, brush it off, restrain her if you must.
Yeah.
But if a woman doubles up her fist and fights like a man, put her down like a man.
Put her down.
You motherfucker, all these feminists fought for equal rights. They can get equal lefts too. And that's real fucking
Get
life.
equal lefts, dude.
That's
Hell
fucking
yeah, dude.
real.
Hell
You
yeah.
want equal pay? Take equal uppercuts. my friend.
Right? You catch a fucking body shot,
Yeah.
I'll punch you straight in the titty, girl.
Yeah.
Make your nipple go left when it should have went right.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing about this is that whenever I got the bouncers out there, she's like, you know what? Whatever he's having, put it on my tab. And I was like, I just wanted a sorry, an apology, right? And then it occurred to me, like, I called you a cunt, and I'm expecting an apology from you.
That's amazing.
Right? And so she buys me drinks, and then I end up going home and whatever. And the next day, I hear that chick, whenever I left, got in a fight with a dude and knocked his teeth out. And I'm like, that could have been me. So, like, I dodged a bullet.
If that would have been me, I'd have been missing a couple teeth, and that bitch would still be in traction at the hospital because I would have power bombed her bitch ass
Batista
on the concrete.
bomb.
Yes,
Batista.
yes, exactly.
You bring him real close,
Fuck.
whisper in the ear, Batista bomb.
And I gotta show you guys this public apology that I gave to her. I posted it on.
I seen that shit on
Oh
Facebook.
God.
Oh God, it was
Adrian
great.
Denim Dave Gutierrez. I
So-
apologize to the bitch I said cunt to.
I was like, to the woman I called a cunt and wanted to fight me last night. ... I do apologize. And after everything was said and done, you even bought me a drink. That was nice. ... Still didn't have to be a cunt about it. I was like, P.S. This is an actual apology, and I know I embarrassed myself last night. #sorry mom. And
Sorry, I said. Sorry about it.
It's
Wow, I'm
great.
so sorry.
Oh shit.
But like things like that, like if I just like tell like, oh, I almost got in a fight with a chick last night, and she bought me a drink and she knocked the dude's teeth out, like that's not funny. I mean, that's just kind of like just saying it, right? But when you get all the little details in there, that's what make it like more of a story, and like I didn't like.
Was it Ronda Rousey?
It wasn't right. Fuck.
Okay, so see, there are some women that even I would be like, look, I am sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. I was out of line.
Yeah.
Holly Holmes, is that you? You gonna kick me in the head like you did?
Oh no!
Ryan?
Now look, if Rhonda's standing there mouthing to me and Holly's standing by my side, I'll be like, "Bitch, don't get fucked up again."
Don't get kicked in it. If Ronald Rousey's like starts talking shit to me, I'm just gonna suck that mole off her face and be like, "Is that sassy?
Does that do it for you?
Is that what happens? Just,
Oh,
you want to
fuck.
crack a smile and hug the rock again? I see you. Over 9,000. That's the size of my dick, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Man.
We got the connoisseur of strip clubs in here right now. This is amazing.
Nubsito
Nubsito.
is relatively known to frequent
Oh, yeah.
many an exotic dancing establishment.
Yeah, I be in them bitches.
If it was an airport, you'd have frequent flyer miles,
my
like
God.
like no other.
I should get like one of those like
Free covers and
10 visits, you get 1 free visit card. That shit. Like I get 5 Subway sandwiches, I get the 6 free card. That should be my place in the strip club.
Oh yeah,
I almost fell in love last
get a
night. though.
VIP treatment.
you almost fell in love at the strip club last
Yeah,
night.
you know what I'm saying? I think we almost made out. So
It might have been the same girl as my friend last night. I mean, he had the same. He called me in the middle of the night,
I'll
like
punch him
almost
in the throat.
crying. You guys are gonna fight over this one?
yeah,
She's different, man.
Fighting over a stripper
she has teeth, so I'm really happy.
and no bullet or stab wounds.
Stab him. She likes tattoos and I like tattoos. We got something in common. Everybody.
She's got a kid. I've always wanted a kid.
It's not my baby, but I can say that baby don't look like me. My mama gonna be pissed because it's not mine. I'm gonna take care of it though. I'm gonna shed light on this baby situation. I pay for your college, bitch.
Yeah.
There's only been one good like stripper story like that I've seen, and it was in a movie. I
Yeah.
hope they serve beer in hell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I got 2 stripper stories that are fucking awesome.
Yeah, too. I'm actually performing at a strip club tonight.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, it's the shittiest one here. I don't know if it's okay to say
Busybody?
that. Well, I didn't have to say it, so thank you. I was like, I don't know if I should say that. I don't want to downplay the club. I was like, I didn't say it.
I said it. I mean, you said the shittiest one in town. I was like,
Yeah.
She
well,
Lounge ain't open anymore, right? Like, yeah.
I don't think it's been open in the
Next
7
man
years
up.
I've lived here.
Next.
But yeah, I did a talent show last week there, and it was weird because I didn't know what kind of talent they were looking for. So like, am I gonna have to dance or whatever?
Do pole tricks?
It felt like a low budget "This Is Not Happening" episode. Like that's what I was up on stage, right next to the pole and like telling these jokes and cracking them or whatever. And actually, there was 11 contestants, and I was top 4 or 5. So I was like, this is all right. The guy that followed me up, he was wearing a Speedo. And we each had like 2 5-minute like sets or tricks or talents or whatever.
Why was Speedo?
Well, I don't know why he was wearing a Speedo, but like I didn't even get his name.
Did you want tips, motherfucker?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I got $2 for doing comedy. He didn't.
Did that dude want tips? Like,
I don't know. I mean, he probably wanted my tip. I don't know.
Just the tip.
you should have threw it at him. Let's hit the tip and just see.
Give you the whole thing. Huh?
I'm not gonna come.
But yeah, so I did the talent show there, and when I got done, I talked to the I guess is the owner and bartender, and he's like, yeah, man, I'd love to have you here like every week. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, and like we'll pay you or whatever. And I was like, well, this is like my first gig, so like I'm excited about it. And today's like my first night after that, so should be pretty fun. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
My strip club is I was at the She Lounge.
Yeah.
And I bit a girl in the ass.
Move that mic in front of you.
What?
What the fuck's happening here?
Right here, dog. Is that good?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's good.
It's good. And she was a little bit older.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." And
Like,
then
yeah.
that happened. Then the second time was I was at another strip club and I bit another girl on the ass. I like
There's
to
a
eat
pattern.
ass. I like to eat ass, and once I see it, I can't restrain myself. It's not my fault. I blame her for dressing in that awkward way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that dude who was like from Stanford.
Yeah.
And then he did that shit to the chick. Then he got off because he was swimming and didn't want to ruin his future. You know what I mean? But that girl got raped. That type of shit. Like, let's not ruin his future. But this girl's like
Right.
banished for life. So fuck her. Let's throw her to the side of the road. This guy's gonna be swimming. You ain't no Michael Phelps, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be fucking in the Olympics. You'll probably swim, and the next thing you do is like a fucking ditch if somebody sees you outside. That's the next thing you swim. You probably swimming in some beer light, motherfucker. I'll catch you. I'm uppercutting you like Mayweather did McGregor.
I know you like to eat ass. I didn't know you like to bite it as well.
I'm
And random
an
at the strip club. Just
Yeah, well, I didn't know the girl. The second one, that was my
I'm
first
just
time.
picturing. Just time out here. I'm picturing the typical stripper's night. Okay?
Right.
And so they started probably around 9 or 10, maybe 8 o'clock in the evening.
Well, they got 8 hours. It's like a
Hold
regular
on.
job.
Right. So Knubsie shows up at like 1 o'clock.
Drunk
After
as fuck.
5 hours into their shift. And they've been swinging around the pole, dancing their ass off, sweating balls, and there's some swamp ass happening back there, and Knubsie's just gonna bury his face
All in it. Because listen,
Like-
I like it when it's filthy, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently,
Like what I'm saying.
Nubsie, the latrine cleaner.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be in it.
I don't even get laid enough to know what I like. So congratulations. No.
I got kicked out. She got mad at me.
I could have fetishes that I don't even know about.
The second girl got mad at me and she like kicked me out. But she was still smiling about it, like she liked it, but she knew it was against the rules. You know what I'm saying?
She knew it was against the rules.
But she was digging. And
She's like, it's against the law, isn't it?
she told all her friends about it. So the next time I went in there, all the girls, I know a lot of girls like become cool with them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With a lot of girls in the strip club. And they told me about it. I was like, oh, snap. It's like, I had like fucking bite marks on my ass cheek for like a week.
Oh my god. Damn, you bit her hard.
I did a fucking
You bit into that like a fucking Thanksgiving ham.
dude.
They could have drawn his dental records off of her ass cheek.
I was hungry, man. I ate for like all day. Man. I saw that motherfucking roast. I was like, that's it.
God damn it.
God damn.
Oh man.
I'm kind of glad Dirtnap's here, man. He would have ruined everything. It's fucking PTSD.
I didn't say it, he said it.
You would have ruined everything. Have you listened to the show at all?
I have not actually,
Oh, okay.
and I'm about to
Dude,
start, dude.
yeah,
This is exciting. I like it.
If you just start from like 2-3 months ago when
Yeah.
I started having them on
Hell
every
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Dude, he and Dave just throw in the funniest random bullshit. Like, he's the king of random. But Dave is like the king of adding shit to a story.
Yeah.
Like, she almost screamed her eating tooth out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. That. But he's been eating too. I was thinking that's the first thing that popped in my mind.
Like, when he tells a story, literally, if you were to spend even just 20 minutes with Dave, you would be like, he needs to be doing stand-up comedy on stage.
He's not?
No.
Oh,
not
why?
at all. No, man. Like, I don't, but I guarantee if he were to write down every funny thought that he had in a day, he would have a full 30-minute set.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh my
great.
god, hell yeah.
And it would change every fucking day.
We'll have competition out the ass if Dave started doing stand-up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Little bitch-ass Dirtnap.
I think Dave is one of those guys, like, I think that if he were to get in the comedy game, he would step over a lot of people unintentionally and piss people off because he would blow up way big, way quick.
Yeah.
Like, quicker than a lot of people should. But I just think that he would be that kind of, don't you? I mean, because he would get on stage and he would totally get on stage. Like, surely you guys get nervous when you get on. Dave wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He would just be like, all right, shut the fuck up, people. I got some shit to tell you.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a limited amount of time and I got a whole bunch of shit to get through.
Yeah.
He's like, this is what happened this week. And, like, that's the way it would be. Like, I don't think he would be nervous.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, he used to fight hook and shoot and all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of those guys. Like, he's one of those legitimate tough guy badasses.
But he doesn't.
You wouldn't know it. Yeah, you wouldn't know it looking at him. Like, he just doesn't. He
He smiles way too much.
He smells way too much. Like,
Right.
He smiles, not smells.
he
smells way too much.
He smells incredible.
Dysentery Dave.
Should have took a shower, Dave.
I tried to pitch an idea with one of my buddies one time. It was called it's cologne for like women, like down there and stuff. And I don't know if like it would be a bad thing or a good thing because like I don't know who'd be using it. Like women that like really just want it to smell good when a dude's about to go down, or the ones that want to cover up some funk, you know. So like,
We need the funk.
I know Nubsie's into that funk, so
Right?
she don't need no coochie cologne.
I love that sweat, man. I can't help it, man. You spend 5 hours stripping, you dancing. It's cardio like crazy, so I know they sweating like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it's all funky. I'm like fucking David Banner when he dropped that. Like, when it's funky. That's me. I mean, where do you see my dick? That's a different song.
Oh, God damn it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think after this episode, they're probably gonna. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they listen to this.
No.
I was just
Nobody
like, I didn't
listens
say
to
it.
this.
You said it, and I'm just like, this whole time I'm like, fuck, shouldn't have said the name. Well, I didn't say the name, Adrian. Like in my head, I have that internal dialogue
You're
going.
having
It's just like
the argument with yourself,
Like,
chastising yourself, but then rationalizing to yourself that yourself didn't do this.
It goes on in my head
You got
all
problems.
the time. Yeah,
You got problems, Adrian.
I think I got a split personality, but the other one never comes out. Like he's just like, I mean, I'm
stays
too
in your
lazy
head.
to get out there. You know,
Right.
he's in the back corner eating potato chips, watching fucking Gossip Girl. Is that what he's fucking on?
Yeah.
Judges me.
You know, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, don't watch Gossip
No,
Girl.
his inner personality is judging him.
Yeah.
Like sitting in the corner of his brain, just like, what an asshole.
Look at this motherfucker over here.
Like when I called her a cunt, and then the next day he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that." So I apologize.
You were
but
the
like,
one that told me it was a good idea. I was drunk too.
You got that Kermit the thing going on, like the happy Kermit, mad Kermit, just like don't walk away. You gotta walk away.
I love that one where it's like her legs are shaking. There's no way she can handle the dick now. And then Dark Kermit says if she dies, she dies. I just ate her out for 30 minutes. Her legs are shaking. There's no way she can handle the dick. If she dies, she dies.
God damn.
You don't watch Rick and Morty, do you?
I do watch Rick and Morty.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God! Have you seen that one?
I have not
It's one
seen
of the
that
newest
one.
episodes.
Oh,
No, what was
They
what?
the
Vindicators.
Vindicators. They do a reunion of the
Oh, I did-
Vindicators.
yeah, I did see
and
that one.
Noob, the dude with the droopy eye,
yeah.
pushing the broom. He's like, God damn!
Dave Dirtnap fucking started that shit.
Oh
man.
yeah, that's his fault.
Yeah, so now it's like the
That's our
mating
call sign. Yeah.
It just reminded me of Hooters yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever, dude, this dude. Okay, so they're playing like a game because I guess they're bored at Hooters, right? Like,
Well,
I don't know.
after it's getting slow and work's getting really tough, and a lot of girls quit, so they're trying to relieve the stress. That's what the girls.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. You have a better.
Oh,
memory.
so you
have a
guys
memory of
were
an
at
elephant.
Hooters yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. See, we need to get something together out of this, like outside.
Oh,
of
yeah.
like I need to fucking hang out.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Have a social life.
Yeah,
We were talking about
it's
this.
healthy.
We
This
were
is
talking-
killing you.
Well, no, check this. Like this is weird because Knubsie and I
Yeah.
have never met or hung out outside of my apartment.
Are you serious?
Never. First time I ever met him was when he showed up at my door to do the show the first time he did it, and that was like within the first 10 episodes when I first started.
Episode 5,
Yeah.
March
Episode
9th,
5.
March
yeah,
8th,
last year.
2016. Look back at that.
And then, like, literally, we have never hung out outside of here, except for when I came to the comedy club,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then Dave and I have known each other for 10 years.
Yeah.
We have maybe hung out outside of the show.
5-6 times.
Yeah, so maybe 10
Yeah.
total. Like being at like show me's or something like that, watching fights together, like with our big group that we used to hang out in. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it's weird. And then everybody hears us on the show, and I get messages like,
Yeah.
"Dude, your guys' chemistry is amazing. You can like your friendship really comes through." And I'm like, "What's funny is we don't hang out at all. Like we talk to each other on Facebook and shit, but we don't hang out."
Yeah.
I don't even know if Knubsie and Dave have hung out outside of
It's like a college bromance. Like
No.
you have chemistry, but outside of that, like no, you guys go to your own parties and.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. Like it's
We meet together for one effort in the world, and that's to just not work a 9 to 5.
right.
Yeah,
Try to make
yeah.
this show blow up.
A lot
Yeah.
of drugs.
Which, speaking of, hey,
lot
I
of
need to
drugs.
give him a huge shout out on the show. My buddy Mike Kiesel donated $200 for the 290 we had left to raise to get the rest of the video equipment. That is fucking huge. That
That's
is
amazing.
monumental.
Dude,
Like, thank you so much for
Thank
that.
you for that, man.
It's like I couldn't believe. I thought he fucked up. I was like, he meant to send like $20, and he hit an extra zero and hit send. Nope. Sure enough, man.
I
he-
that delays.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
incredible, man. That's fucking awesome.
Dude, I saw that. My heart fucking just
Your heart got a
Right?
boner.
Just fucking doing. I was like, man, I
So
don't
tell
know.
me what happened at Hooters. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yo, no, you're good. So yeah, pretty much why they were doing it was why he said, they're having a hard time at work. You know, a lot of people are leaving and stuff. So they're trying to make the workplace fun. So anytime anybody, like any customer asks for cheese sauce or even says cheese sauce, they all just scream it. And they were like pretty loud about it. Like
Yeah.
it was like the whole place did it.
cheese sauce.
Cheese sauce. And so he's like, so what's going on with this cheese sauce thing? She's like, and then she explains why. And then he's like, so like, do I have to yell it? And then she's like, no, you can just say it. He's like, cheese sauce. And then like the whole place just erupts. You know, I was like, just look at each other like, look what you did. You know,
Look what I created.
look what you created.
Look what I created. Look at and she was fucking. She had like a pancake butt, but everything else was nice.
Like nice tits.
Yeah, she had nice tits,
Oh,
nice
yeah.
face. She had
See, I'm a
glasses
boob
on.
guy. So.
Yeah, I'm an ass
I'm
man.
an ass man.
Yeah,
A lot
see?
of guys ask me.
Yeah.
I
Well, you know why?
boobs, man, boobs.
I'll suck a nipple, no doubt. But I'm just saying, like, I
But
get the ass
but
out
you know
quick.
what? I don't want that nipple to look like it's attached to a 12-year-old boy.
I don't.
Look, I love that meme too. That shows Peter Griffin, and it says, "When girls with no tits try to hit on me," and it's just Peter Griffin sitting there going, "Chill, young man." That's me. Like you can have an ass for days, but if you ain't got tits, I don't want a pirate ship.
Yeah.
I don't want sunken chests.
I don't care.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I don't care if it's a one night stand. Like, man, I'll suck the corn out your ass fart. You know what I'm saying?
Ass farts.
You know, I just want to know what you living like. You know what I mean?
Ass farts.
I lick feet, touch feet. You know what I'm saying? Kiss
Oh
ass.
no! See, I can't
Oh
do
man,
feet.
I don't think I could do feet unless it's just like fresh out of the
Yeah.
shower, maybe.
Even then,
Even then, it's kind of weird.
you know, they're stepping on a mildewy bath mat. So, can't do it.
My boss said it best. He's my boss and one of my best friends. He said, "Tits are for babies, ass is for men," and I'm like, that will always stick with me. And then I have a little slogan that I say, and I mark it everywhere. And I know that a couple establishments are gonna know exactly who this is from. I put hashtag Live Fast Eat Ass. So if anyone sees that at any local bar bathroom here in Evansville, I'm the one. I'm responsible. And I've had one place actually remove it. They painted over it, and I just put it on there again. Like, you can't get rid of me.
So yeah, I need y'all to help me out with something real quick.
Okay.
So I was getting like nude shots sent to my phone from this girl.
All right.
Okay.
Are we gonna judge?
You know, judge the nude shots? No, I
don't
want
know.
to see them. But then like
Go ahead.
A little bit passed, and she sent me a shot of her kissing her daughter's cheek. It's like my beautiful daughter. So I don't know what to say to the fact that she sent me nudies, then the picture of her and her daughter together. So I'm like,
I would have been like, you're regressing in how these pictures are supposed to go.
Like, I had a boner, and then I saw your kid, and I'm not sure if I should keep the boner.
What's going on here?
Is CPS going to show up now?
Apparently, I'm getting another picture. No, now she sent me one of her family. Stop!
She just did that. I saw that.
I got nudies, then a fucking picture popped out of you and your family. Stop!
God.
You're going backwards.
So what are you asking for here, Nubs? What do you need help with?
I need help to figure what the fuck do I say to her. Like, what you want me? Like, so you want a date? What's going on? This is just a cuddy buddy thing. But
Dude.
I'm just there to eat ass and leave. That's it.
I think it was a picture of her showing you her body, and then like what her body could do, and how many people she wants to pop out of her body, and
or where her body came from.
Where her body came from. Look at my genetics. Yeah. Like, you want to be with me.
I just want to say good night and just go. Like, I'm going to sleep now. That's what I want to say.
It's like fucking one.
I'm getting a massage later. I'm gonna try to like lick on the masseuse's ass as well. So.
I'm sure that'll be appreciated. I know that if I was a masseuse, I would tremendously appreciate it if somebody licked my ass while I was.
It's gonna be hard being face down. I gotta fight it.
She keeps shoving your face back down into that donut.
So you like to play hard to get, right? Is that what's happening? I'm just gonna say family time.
Family time.
Family
This
time.
is all you're gonna say.
Awesome. Then hashtag titty shots. I don't know.
Let's do that. Just send that one.
Yeah,
she's good. She's good with that.
Let's see what happens when she says back. Hashtag titty shots.
Family time. Hashtag titty shot.
I don't know what to say. I got some nudie. She's in like a little freakum dress on.
You should send her a picture of just your nipple, like just one nipple.
Let's do it.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Send her my nipple. Like,
I don't want her to get too aroused.
Oh my god.
This is happening right now. I like it. I'm on board.
Well, shit. Now it's trying to nipple my face out on Snapchat.
Nipple my face out.
Oh my god, this is great.
And boom.
You got it.
Got it.
Got it. Nice.
Save. I don't use my camera anymore. I just use Snapchat.
Yeah. Man, I'm never on Snapchat. Like, I have a Snapchat, but I only really use it to keep in touch with this chick from Madisonville who keeps sending me nudes in the morning, and I'm like, why don't you stop being a tease? She does it like every day, and it's amazing, but like, I'm like, and we met on Tinder.
That ain't that far of a drive, man.
It's not that far of a drive, but
I'd be like, bitch.
Well, I did talk to her about meeting up once, and she's like, I don't know, I'm just getting really depressed. And I was like, well, I got 30 milliliters of antidepressant to give you.
Called my jizz.
It's called my jizz. Oh
my god.
Like, I had to make light of the situation. She was in a dark place. I was like, maybe I can make a cum joke here. I don't know.
Man, I've been on a Pretty Ricky kit for the last 3 days.
Yeah, Pretty Ricky.
Why?
Why is it Pretty Ricky? Is your name?
What is a Pretty Ricky?
Pretty Ricky, that band that was like back like 10 years ago.
Isn't he a rapper?
No, it's like a 4 rappers named Pretty Ricky.
I was thinking of Little Nicky.
What?
I don't know.
Little Nicky.
Like a rapper that looks like Little Nicky.
Yeah, I'll play something by him.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty Ricky.
Yeah.
Shining would you be?
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to talk to women after I started doing comedy, and you'd think it'd get easier, you know, like, because guys do things all the time to get laid, and like, that's not why I got into comedy.
But now you're in that mindset of everything that someone says to you, your brain is functioning of.
Yeah.
How can I make that funny?
How can I make that funny?
Yeah, like, she was telling me she was depressed. I was like, I got 30 milliliters of fucking antidepressant,
Exactly.
like, right here. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. She's probably like, wow, you really think I'm a slut? Like,
No, I don't think you a slut. That's just dirty talk.
Oh no,
Was it
I
dirty
never
talk?
thought that, sending me nudes every morning
And I never
No.
met you before in my life.
Dude, she's left me with some pretty fucking rock hard boners in the morning, and I just can't get rid of them. I'm like,
Start
God damn
sending
it.
her pictures of those.
Yeah.
Just
You're like, this is your fault.
Yeah.
You come fix this.
Your mouth, my tip. What's up, bud?
This,
Here's Pretty Ricky.
this is why rape happens.
Was that it?
Put it over by the... Here, hand it to me.
Hand it to me.
Oh, the grind with
I
me.
have, yeah, yep. I remember this.
I've been
Oh,
on
God.
days.
He heard this last night at the strip club, and he was like, "Fucking
Yep.
love."
He's like, he's like,
She's
this is my
different,
jam.
man.
She's different.
She's the one, dude. I promise you.
So, hey, last night,
Yeah.
I was on Netflix. I'm over at Haley's house, Haley Fawn, and I pull up this movie. First of all, we watched Ridiculous Sick. Or no, we started to watch it, but we both were really fucking tired. But the movie that we did watch it's called Little Evil.
Little Evil. I've heard of it.
You
And,
need to watch this movie. It
Yeah.
is like a spoof of The Omen.
yeah.
Adam Scott, who is the asshole brother from Step Brothers, the one that
Oh.
runs the helicopter company and all,
Yeah.
he
Catalina fucking
he's,
Weinberger.
he is
Catalina
he
Weinberger.
basically is the stepdad of the Antichrist. It is fucking fantastic. It is hilarious. Like, it does have some moments where you're like, oh god, it's about to get real fucking scary. Like, some shit's gonna jump out. No, dude, it is comedy gold.
Hell yeah.
I want to watch it again. Like, it's really good. It's got a ton of like nice little one-liners
Yeah.
that happen throughout.
Oh my god, I have to see this. I've been told to watch it. I can't remember who told me. I never remember this, and like I post on Facebook like, who did this, like, all the time, because like somebody left a note in my. I'm gonna get my jacket out here real quick. Somebody left this note, and I'm not sure who it was, and I know for a fact that
Out of the denim jacket.
out of the denim jacket. Yeah, hold on, let's see if I can find this thing.
Denim Dave.
Yeah,
Like in,
get the jacket out here.
Yo, so Shawty hit me back, asked my nipple was a tampon. I was like, no.
She asked you that?
She asked me if my nipple was a tampon.
That doesn't make sense.
Like, how's it a fucking tampon?
How long are your nipples?
I don't know.
And what color are they?
They're like dark brown.
Like dark brown. All right, so somebody left this in my jacket, and I'm pretty sure I remember some dialogue that came along with this, and it was like, you're going to be so confused when you pull this out of your jacket someday. And it happened yesterday. It's a picture where it says, do you know where the beach is? And that's it, and just a little picture of a beach. I don't even know where that came out of.
Yeah,
Like, it just...
He pulled it out at Hooters.
Yeah, I pulled that out. I
He's like,
pulled it out at Hooters.
Do you know where the beach is?
Do you know where the beach is?
This lady was so
And this means
loud.
nothing to you.
It means nothing to me at all. So that dialogue that I remember was 100% accurate. I'm like, where did that come from? You know? Shit. I don't even know why I went on that tangent just now. I don't know what were we talking about before that. I'm so lost.
Talking about tampon nipples. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
tampon nipples.
Do you know where the beach is with the tampon nipples? Like,
If there's a beach like that, please don't let me go.
I'm still hung up on this. Like, she asked if your nipples were tampons.
Is that a tampon? I was like, no, that's my nipple.
can you see the picture that you
She-
sent her?
Yes, I need to see this as well.
We need to see your nipple, like,
Wait, that's
ASAP. Well, that's not a very good picture of a nipple. I can't even tell what that is.
Hold on, she just said something to me. It better be a fucking titty shot.
Oh, I can see why she would think that was a tampon.
How you see it?
How do you take that shot? I don't understand.
You can see.
You a weird guy, Knubsie.
Everybody says that.
Oh my god.
You see the pictures of the family, and two before that is her in like a freakum dress.
Yeah.
Freakum dress.
Yeah, every girl has a freakum dress.
A freakum dress?
Freakum dress.
What's a freakum dress?
Like,
That dress that they wear when they go out when they know they're gonna get fucked.
Ah, gotcha. Mm-hmm. I don't know these things because I don't get laid. I explained that earlier. I don't even get laid enough to know what I like.
That's how you know you belong in comedy.
Because I don't get laid.
Right.
I don't get laid either. Don't worry. I just talk a lot of game. I don't really get. I don't
Bullshit.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's late to the show because he's running He's running Fairs Avenue hookers to the gas station to get him cigarettes before he drops them back off at the Esquire Inn.
She pissed me off so bad that day. I was like, "You want to get cigarettes? We're on 41."
this is true. This happened.
Yeah, it's fucking happened. I was driving.
She wasn't actually a Fairs Avenue hooker.
No, she was a girl sending me fucking family pictures right now.
Yeah.
That's her.
Oh, I got you.
I told her, like,
Even better. Oh my God, you just made my day. This is the same girl. She thinks your nipple is a tampon.
yeah.
She can't tell you that she needs cigarettes when you pass 8 gas stations.
This fucking bitch. I was like, I wanted to go see this Indian guy who fucking flirts with me all the time. I'm like, well, okay. Like,
Yeah.
that's not happening because I'm not driving to fucking Gymtown and I drop you off on the fucking west side. That's not fucking happening.
Yeah.
We're going fucking to the west side. You should have said that shit earlier. Fuck off.
Man.
Damn.
What did she reply?
What did she, when I said that's my nipple, she didn't say nothing. That was my barber. I couldn't go to my barber today because he said he couldn't do after 1. I was like, man, I'm gonna be getting a massage and probably masturbating myself to sleep later before I go to work. I feel like I'll be at work at 7 at night and shit like that.
I said the same thing to my mom.
I think
Let me
What are
explain.
you doing today,
Let me
son?
explain. Let me
I'm
explain.
gonna be getting a massage and masturbating myself to sleep later.
So I get home at like 3:45 in
You
the
got some
morning.
weird family
Oh.
values.
yeah, I would never say that to my mom. She made me cut the fucking lawn with scissors again.
So
God damn.
But I was coming home. It was like 3:45 in the morning. Like coming home from like the McDonald's after leaving the bar because I always do that. It's like my trifecta of things I do. Because I don't get late. I just go to McDonald's and eat my depression away. Just like I've just. I mean, you could fuck a McMuffin if you think hard enough. But
I'd rather be in the side of a Big Mac. You know what I'm saying?
you want the big because you want them buns.
Yeah,
An ass man. So I come home and like my mom sends me a random text that says I'm watching you, and I'm like, what the fuck? And like I was like, what? And I was like, are you home? She's like, I'm not home. I was like, then you're at Elsa's, our neighbor, and she's like, I'm not there either. And I'm like, what? And she's like, she sends me eye emojis, and I'm like, that's kind of weird because I'm beating off right now. And that's not the first time I've mentioned masturbation in front of family. Actually, we had this family reunion one time, and my mom, she just recently bought a security camera. And this I say this on stage sometimes. I'm sure you've already heard it.
Heard it.
It's a true story. She bought a security camera for the house, and she wouldn't tell me where it was. And this was in front of like children and like my grandmother and like a bunch of other family members. And she's like I'm not gonna tell you where I hid it. And I was like, all right, process of elimination. I'm just gonna beat off in a different room every day until you come home screaming at me. And like her eyes just got so wide. She's like, what the fuck did you just say in front of everyone?
I have no filter, Mom. I have
no filter.
No chill whatsoever.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again,
we talked about masturbation. Tell you that I tell my mom that I masturbate.
That's a whole different set of family values.
I mean, it's like she probably assumed you already did, but just to like verify the fact that you do, that just sinks it in. Like, it makes it so much worse. Like,
Does it?
she's trying like, I'll never get grandchildren. If you can do that with your hand, what people do with their bodies, I'll never have a little Adrian, a little Denim Dave running around.
No, hell no. We don't need another Denim Dave. I think you have to have a girlfriend for that. I don't even have that.
I'm just like,
This is my girlfriend, Mom.
her name is Susie.
Holds up the hand.
She makes me sandwiches all the time. She's really great.
Nah, she's too lazy to do that because I'm never that hungry.
I'm always hungry. I'm hungry right now. Like, I'm gonna get some motherfucking rallies after this, and then get a massage. I'm gonna get a greasy ass burger, and then like get a little older Asian lady to fucking make me love herself again.
Oh yeah, but you're going to get a massage?
Oh my God, this is the second day in a row that I've heard someone talking about a little older Asian lady. It's weird.
What was the first day?
Right.
Yeah, right.
So Haley Fawn's friend Jacqueline was talking about like they went to a sushi restaurant or whatever, and they were evidently Jacqueline's trying to describe to another Japanese woman that works there this lady that waited on them last time or something like that. She's older, little Japanese lady. Way to fucking narrow it down there, Sherlock. Process of elimination.
There's only about like 1 million of them.
But hey, Haley had to bust her balls and be like, "It's great to know that you're my racist friend." Because she started like, her eyes are extra squinty. Like,
Extra squinty. It looks like she's looking through blinds when she sees people.
Oh my god.
fuck.
That's awesome. It's funny, like, whenever it comes to doing comedy with, like, what's racist and what's racial, a lot of people get those things confused. It's pretty simple. I mean, you just gotta not have some stank on it whenever you tell it.
Right. Like, that, you know, that is a really good point. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people talk about how some comedy could be deemed racist. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, they're not claiming that they
Right.
are superior over any race. They're
Yeah.
pointing out things
That-
that specific races tend to do.
Yes.
And if anything, you could just call it profiling. But
Yeah.
profiling exists for a
Yeah.
fucking reason, because it's real.
Yeah, exactly. Like if we were gonna go on a first date, like actually, this was really fucked up that happened to me. I was going on a date with this chick, and I didn't think about this at first, but like I was like, "Oh, let's go out to eat," and she's like, "Oh, that's like, you know, the stereotypical thing to do. You know, you go out to get lunch or dinner, or whatever." I'm
What,
like, "What
you
the
don't
fuck?"
fucking eat,
Yeah, I was like,
bitch?
"What do you
You ain't
want,
hungry,
right?"
man?
So she's like, "Well, how about you help me garden?" Like she's doing gardening and shit, and like it didn't occur to me that like at that moment in time, but later
Bitch,
on,
I didn't
later
come
on
over
in the
here to
day-
do chores for you.
Later on in the day, I'm like, did you ask me to do that because I'm Hispanic? Like, you think I'm just really good at it and you just need help with your
I
garden?
automatically know how to draw patterns into the grass. Are you thinking that shit?
Oh my
That's
god.
what I thought. I was like, what the hell
Take
is
my
this?
fucking trim your
I
bushes
came over
up
here to get laid, not
without
do your
trimming
gardening.
bushes up. I would garden, but mow your grass. The patch that's on your
Do
fucking
you have a pair of
vagina.
scissors?
God damn.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
That shit's never gonna die. I'm gonna be 80 years old and have dementia, Alzheimer's, and I'm gonna be sitting somewhere in a chair, and somebody's gonna come up and talk to me. I'm gonna be like, I know a guy that cut grass with scissors.
Yeah, damn.
I thought you were talking about the goddamn thing, like you're gonna be sitting at like
That's what I thought
an
he was
ATM,
talking
just
about.
like you get money out. God damn.
Fucking bro, god damn. I like though, even Dirtnap's not here. His touch and stank is still
Oh
in the
yeah,
episode.
oh yeah. Yeah, his stench is still very much present.
The
Because
aroma.
he smells, right?
He smells a lot.
He smiled. I was watching
Smells way too much.
I was watching this YouTube video last night. It was about statistics about the human body and how it presents your personality and shit. And it said people.
What was that word?
Statistics. I can't say the word correctly.
Hashtag titty shots.
And it said that people who have a gum to teeth ratio more when they're smiling is trustworthy. And like, so I was like, I started immediately thought about Dirtnap. And his gum to teeth ratio was enormous. It's like 102 to 2.
102 to 2.
Like, that's a compliment though. He's trustworthy and like as accepting of others with that gum to teeth ratio. That's the first
You
thing.
got him feeling insecure right now. Like
No
he's
way,
listening
dude.
to this right now.
If
Just feeling
Dave was
insecure.
here, he'd be busted on it too. He's like, I got some big ass gums. What do you want me to do?
Like, we gotta go back to his Facebook profile picture.
Oh my god, it's this cartoon
Yeah.
that he paid a guy on Fiverr to do of
man.
him
Yeah.
because Dave sells cars
Uh-huh.
at a dealership here, and he had himself done as a superhero of this car company, and it's great. It really is an awesome picture.
fucking gorgeous.
It is sweet. Like, it makes me want to contact some people on Fiverr with pictures of all three of us
Yeah.
to see what they come up with for a new Bulldog Unchained.
That would be sick. That'd be
badass,
awesome.
dude.
Like, you know what I would love? Because there's several. I've been on Fiverr. When Dave first mentioned it to me, I got on there. Dude, there are guys on there that do all kinds of stuff. Like, they can make you little stingers for a show. They'll write you songs for your show. You pay them like $10. They'll record it,
What?
send it to you. Yeah.
I'll give you the money if you do a fucking 3-way picture.
Well, what
for us.
I'm thinking is the three of us done in Dragon Ball Z style.
Oh, that'd be badass.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Let me be Gohan.
I want to be Vegeta.
That's me, dude. Look,
Oh, you're Vegeta.
that's,
Well, fuck.
that's my guy, man.
Imagine Vegeta. Oh, fucking Piccolo. Pickle Rick.
Pickle. God damn it! I love myself.
I'm Pickle Rick.
I didn't give you a name like Scar or Goliath. That's because to me you weren't special. You were special to rats, and now they're all dead.
He fucking ripped through them motherfuckers.
Wait, where you going? Where you go? Why are you taking that serum? No, I'm not really worried about it. It's fine. So this is the way. This is how a genius dies. Or something like,
This is a genius equivalent of death.
Yeah.
Fucking sitting on the toilet.
I love when he's out in the sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hot, so dry.
Moisture.
Yeah, it's fucking moist.
I think there's a meme of that whenever he's like out there and like it starts raining and there's a picture of that and it's like when you stick it in, moisture. Speaking of superheroes though, you said like he had that picture drawn or whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking like
But they did his gums
Yeah.
accurately. Like, that was the moral of the story. The point of the story. That's the sweetness right there.
Prominent on his face. You
Yeah,
can see
that's
it.
the payoff. Like his gums and teeth are just huge. Like
huge.
I was drunk when I sent that too because I was watching it.
hold on, I'm gonna pull it up for him real quick so you can see it.
After this, friend Dirtnap Dave. After this,
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Adrian Denim Dave Gutierrez.
Yep. You can actually pronounce it. Kimberly can never do that.
Gutierrez.
I'm like a quarter Mexican, so I get that.
Yeah. Gutierrez. Gutierrez. I can't even pronounce it right. I
Gutierrez.
have to be drunk to pronounce my last name right. Like,
Gutierrez.
just rolls better when I'm hammered. No, I felt like a superhero the other day. Oh my god, dude! Let me see that
That's
one.
fucking amazing, right?
That's an accurate
That is
representation.
totally accurate.
It kind of almost looks like his lips though too. Like it kind of almost looks like Barack Obama in that, but like a
white Barack Obama.
a white Barack Obama,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
With major, like if Dave gets gum disease, everybody's gonna fucking know.
Gingivitis. He brushes his teeth. Looks like he got into a fight.
I hope the fuck Dave listens to this episode this week. Because it's, oh my god. You know he's going to come back next week with a vengeance. He's going to be like, I'm going to shit all over you, motherfucker.
And I won't be here, so it's gonna be I won't be able to make next week's episode. Probably the week after.
Oh my god.
He don't know me, but I can't wait to meet him.
What are you doing next week?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking this if you want.
Fuck yeah, I'll have you come back in Knubsie spot and you can be on with Dave. And we'll make fun of Knubsie. Like,
It's gonna be great. This will be the best.
oh,
That
fuck.
fucking hairline he has. Who do you think he is? Fucking Bill Murray?
Look at that 5 head.
Look at that motherfucker. He don't have dreams. He has trilogies.
He dreams in IMAX.
Boom, boom. That's the only thing wrong with me is my hairline.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's all.
Everything else is perfection.
Yeah.
Ladies love me. People love me when they see me. I'm just a genuine nice person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Except when it comes to Dave's fucking gums.
Except when it comes to Dave's gums.
Rip through that shit.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But
fuck.
yeah,
He's gonna see me and uppercut me.
yeah.
Right?
So that show that I was on for with Gavin and
Oh,
Mark.
yes, Gavin.
Oh, like you said you're like, oh, we're gonna get back to that.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that we did like a benefit to help people because like I'm like being a hero by just talking about rape and like dicks and stuff. Like my dicks save lives, like, you know, or my dick jokes, not my dicks. Like I don't have many dicks.
My dicks
I'm
save
surprised neither of
lives.
you caught that. Like my dicks, my
Oh,
one
my-
dick.
My milkshake brings all the girls to the yard. Damn right.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as soon as you brought up the superhero painting. I was like, I felt like a superhero over the weekend.
So Gavin Eddings,
Yeah.
he opened when what is it? Mr. Leahy and Randy from Trailer Park Boys were here.
What?
Yeah,
Like
dude.
in town?
Yeah.
They're at the Econo Lodge.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They did a show here.
I didn't know. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and Gavin was one of the openers on stage.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I felt so bad for him at first because, dude, it was not the right crowd. It was not.
Yeah.
It was not that kind of comedy crowd.
Yeah.
For a stand-up comedian, really, because even the dude that went on after him struggled a little bit, and they were having problems with the microphones and shit, and it was just a shit show. But Gavin totally saved it, and like the crowd started to turn on him, and he turned on the crowd.
Oh.
And it was fantastic.
Was it?
I don't remember exactly what he said, but there were some people like in the middle, directly in front of him, just kind of heckling.
Yeah.
And he just found the proper responses in his brain and just verbally shat all over them. And I'm standing off to the side, dying. Like, so everyone around me is just howling. And it basically turned into Gavin went on stage with a plan. He had a routine lined out.
Yeah.
It bombed within about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And when a portion of the crowd turned on him, he was like, "Fuck you!" And it just proceeded to verbally shit on everyone until he was done. And when he was done, he got an ovation. It was fucking great. Like, even the people he was shitting on were laughing.
Yeah.
They were like, "Okay, fuck yes, this is what." Like, that was the kind of show it was. Because I mean, you're there to see two dudes from Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
You are not this is not the typical comedy club crowd. Right. These are people that want it to be as filthy and vulgar as possible.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't even stay for all of Randy and Mr. Leahy. Like, it was okay, but it was just kind of, you could tell they didn't really have a game plan for their show. they're touring around making money off their name, and you know, they just kind of throw something together on stage, and they do some prop comedy and shit like that. But it wasn't spectacular, but yeah, that part sticks out to me because I mean, a lot of my listeners won't know who he is, but Gavin is just he's a very super skinny guy, very unassuming. Like, he is not the dude that you are going to mistake that's going to beat your ass at a bar. Like, he's not that guy at all. And just came with the vicious fucking thunder.
Yeah.
It was great. Does he still do he does comedy, right?
Yeah. We just did a show together on Friday. Yeah.
I don't know if he does it as much, though.
I don't know. Yeah.
That show probably traumatized him. He was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" I was genuinely pissed at these people, and then they started laughing.
I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy.
I don't know. I like to do current event type shit in comedy sometimes, but a lot of current event stuff is political nowadays, which is weird.
Dude, I'm to the point now, like, when I hear comics start to say anything political, you had better hit a fucking home run immediately, or I'm immediately tuned out. Like, now I'm just like, oh, shut the fuck up. If I want to see that shit, I'll scroll through Facebook. Because every goddamn jackass that's never had a political bone in their body now in the past year, everybody's all of a sudden on the fucking political train. Shut the fuck up. You weren't there 4 years ago. You weren't there 8 years ago. You weren't there 12 years ago. Shut up. It's
I feel bad because in 2007 I didn't vote for the presidency.
I don't vote at all. I know better.
I don't vote.
I know better.
In 2007, you didn't vote for the presidency.
Yeah.
Well, you were among the 320 million Americans that also did not.
Yeah.
That's the whole population of the United States.
I know. No one voted in 2007 for any president.
2008 though.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like,
this motherfucker doesn't even know when elections happen. Obviously,
so
he
now I
doesn't
don't
vote.
think you ever vote. Like,
yeah, right.
In 2007,
he's like, I don't know how voting works.
I don't get the premise of voting because it's just a man. He's gonna vote who he wants in.
I think that the president should be decided in the octagon.
So
you get
Conor McGregor.
You get these two old fucks that wanted to, like, wouldn't you have loved to see
Hillary
Donald
versus
Trump and Hillary Clinton
I think Hillary would
with at
have
that point Bernie Sanders as the special guest referee?
Oh shit, son! Special guest. This is a table match now.
Yeah,
That would be dope. I think Hillary would get him though. She seems.
I think
more
Hillary
version.
would have fucked him up.
She would have hit him with some shit we never would have thought would have happened. Like, this is Benghazi, but in my fist.
Oh, damn.
That one hit home. Yeah, straight to home run. I like that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I only ever say one political thing ever, and it's not even like I never even mention politics or like a name in this. And I say like, you know, like I was telling you earlier, like people call me like Denim Dave because I look like Dave Navarro, but like a homeless version of it. And like the thing that pisses me off more than anything about it though is not the fact that he's. Like,
I think
that I'm
you
like
look
the
more.
homeless
I think
version.
you look more like a low rent, like a low budget Jason Momoa.
Dude, I've been told that too. I've been told Jason Momoa, Sergey
Aquaman.
Tankian.
Yeah, Serge. I could see that a little
Who's
bit.
that?
The lead singer of System of a Down.
Yeah.
No.
No, you don't see it. No, neither do I. I don't really
Shave
see that
his
one.
head.
I see Jason Momoa more.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little
The
bit.
Jason Momoa thing's real.
That's real. Like a short
But you're like
version.
the size of his leg.
Yeah.
You could be like when he was a kid. That could be
Right.
you
Yeah, when Jason Momoa was in 8th grade, that's what Adrian looks like.
right now.
Oh my god.
As
that's
a grown man, allegedly.
I feel like I'm making girls' panties wet right now. Like
bet
you,
you
you
are.
guys describing me.
Yeah, they're all 13.
We're trying to keep.
CPS will be on the way.
Yeah, at least
Months
it's-
or years, because one of those is too old for me.
Damn. Oh, coming with the pedophile jokes.
yeah.
I like it.
Dude.
Oh man, but like no, I tell people like the reason why I hate it though with the Dave Navarro thing is this guy had the audacity to host a TV show that judges shitty tattoos, and he's like covered in them, right? So like it's like if I just had a shit ton of money, no political experience, but I wanted to run for president and I got it, and it's like I didn't even have to drop the name.
That's a great
that's-
fucking joke.
That's the only political one that I have, and I want to work on like the statue thing, just because like I don't really, and this is not really so much a joke as was what I think. I don't believe that you should take them down, but if you're gonna put up a trophy of like or not trophy,
Runner-up trophy.
a runner-up trophy pretty much,
Consolation
then you
prize.
should put in the like a Yankee, put a Yankee right up next to him, and so you have both sides of history.
Make
not
it
just
look
one
like a
side.
podium.
Yeah,
Where
like
there's
a
first
podium,
place
right?
and second place.
And I think it's funny that the people that are defending these statues were also the same people that like back a couple years ago were like arguing about participation trophies. When isn't that what that is? That statue is a participation trophy, and you want to keep it up. But like 5 years ago, you're like, fuck participation trophies. Fucking Republican. I'm just kidding.
Trump's America.
Oh man.
That's why I can't take anybody seriously who like if you actively want to discuss politics and
Yeah.
political policy in a public forum, I'm just like,
Eey.
what? You better say something funny,
Yeah.
real quick in this
Yeah.
conversation, or you're losing me. Cause
Yeah, like
if-
I've unfollowed a couple people on Facebook, and like I'm not saying like that's like, oh yeah, I fucking unfollow these people, but like
no,
no,
you
like
just-
some people just
the
like
bombardment,
dude,
That's all
so
it is.
many people that just like, and they keep going in and like the whole argument in the comment section is just fake news. Like that's that's all you see in all of them. Where's your news source from? And it's just like, and they're like, oh, they're lying, and it's like, who cares?
The one
I
thing
don't
that
give a
entertains
shit.
me, the one thing that entertains me is from both sides when this happens.
Yeah.
You'll either have a conservative, and I do that in air quotes, a conservative reporter
Conservative, yep.
interviewing liberal citizens and
Yeah.
asking them questions, and these people are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And then you have a liberal reporter interviewing conservative citizens, and these people are fucking idiots. Like, no one knows what the fuck they're talking about. No one.
Yep.
And those videos make me happy. They make me laugh. Like, I love that shit. Because when there was one, do you know who Owen Schroyer is?
I do not know.
From Infowars.com. Alex Jones's thing, you know what that is? You know who Alex Jones is? So, Alex Jones is the big conspiracy dude and does all the conspiracy. Okay, so Owen Schroyer is one of his field correspondents.
Yeah.
he went down to Texas for this hurricane thing, and when he got there, there's a group of anti-Trump protesters out in the street, like just they're protesting Trump while people are there trying to do
Do they
disaster
think that he
relief.
did the hurricane?
At this point, yes, they probably do. Like, let's put it this way: look how quickly Trump reacted to this disaster.
Yeah.
He reacted more quickly than any president in the past has reacted to any natural disaster of this much of an impact. Within 48 hours?
I'm not sure.
Something like that.
Yeah.
48 hours, Trump and Melania were there. And then the media criticized him because he reacted too quickly. What
Are
the
you
fuck
serious?
do you want?
Oh my
And then not
God,
only that,
yeah.
the only thing that they really had to rag on was Melania's shoes.
Really?
People. But anyway, Owen Schroyer is interviewing these people, asking them, and they're all holding like impeach Trump signs and blah, blah, blah. And he's trying to legitimately have conversation. He's not there. He's not trolling them.
Yeah.
He's like, why do you think Trump should be impeached?
Yeah.
Well, there's tons of reasons. Just name one. Well, how about his policy of wanting to deport illegal immigrants and blah blah blah, and Owen's like, it's in the word that you just said, like it's in the phrase illegal immigrant. Well, but these people have a right. No, they don't. No, they're illegal. Like he shits on them in the nicest way possible. But these people literally, not one person could answer.
Yeah,
Give a legitimate reason
question,
why
yeah.
Trump should be impeached, and I was just
Right.
like, that sums up this entire
country
fucking
or this-
thing going on right now. Like, a whole bunch of people want to scream and yell in the street,
Oh yeah, but why?
and they're all saying these little clever phrases that rhyme, but you have no substance to what
Right.
you're yelling. There's nothing to it. And then you got Antifa, who I think is just as bad as BLM, just as bad as white nationalists. You know,
Right.
fuck. If you put yourself in any kind of group like that, fuck you. Fuck you. You deserve to get run over by cars.
That's
if
how
you're
you pronounce it?
what?
Antifa is how you pronounce it?
Antifa.
Yeah,
It's
it's Antifa.
anti-fascism.
I thought it was anti-fa.
Anti-fa. I like that better. Anti-fa.
That sounds cooler. I like it.
Yeah, but no, like, it's, look, I've said it before. A lot of people are like, well, yeah, that's murder, blah, blah. No, look, let me tell you right now. If I'm driving down the street and I see a group of protesters in the middle of the street and they're blocking, and I have no way to turn around or divert from this
You're going
course,
straight through. Yeah.
I'm not even tapping the brake, because I'll be damned if you're gonna look. This is the one thing that still sticks out into my mind
Yeah.
more than anything when it comes to large groups of people. The name Reginald Denny. Do you know who that is?
I do not know.
Do you know who that
Denny
is?
No.
How old are you?
I'm 22. I know.
Oh,
yeah,
see, okay,
dude.
yeah. So you're super young. Then. Okay,
Dude, yeah.
And how old are you, Nubs?
29.
Okay. So the Rodney King,
Yeah, 20.
the Rodney King trial, or the whole cop thing when they got let off from beating him, and then the riot happened. Reginald Denny was a truck driver who got stopped in an intersection by a group of people,
Yeah.
pulled out of his truck, and beaten almost to death while news choppers were circling, filmed the entire thing. And it took him like 2.5 years to recover, and he still has permanent damage.
Yeah.
And that thing sticks out in my mind more than anything when it comes to large
yeah.
groups of people. Because when you get large groups of people, you get herd mob mentality.
Oh, yeah.
And you will get people who would normally never do things like this, but because the mob is doing it, they think that it's safe to join in.
It's like a piranha, you know, like
Exactly.
you drop one piece in there, one goes after it, they're all
converging.
It's a
Yes.
frenzy, yeah.
And so if I see a group of, I don't care if they're all 90 fucking years old.
Yeah.
If I see a group of people standing in the fucking street
Yeah.
where they shouldn't be and they are blocking my passage, I'm not tapping the fucking brake.
Yeah.
I'm going to run through you. You had better have Carl Lewis speed to get the fuck out of the way of me.
Well, they're 90, so you know what I mean. Like they really had nothing else to live for.
Then they shouldn't be there. Like
That's what they probably want to get hit at that
Like,
point.
just hit
My favorite phrase when it comes to things like this now is play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole.
Yeah.
No, okay. You want to talk about the pure sense of entitlement?
Yeah.
The fact that you think you have the right to stand in traffic and prevent someone impeding someone's travel.
Yeah.
You have the right to hold them up for what? How long are you going to? How long do you plan to keep them there and scream at them for something that's not their fault?
Right.
They have nothing to do with. They're trying to go to work while meanwhile you obviously don't have a fucking job because you can stand in the middle of the fucking street and block traffic.
Right.
It's just enraging to me. Like that is the epitome of entitlement.
And they have no exceptions. Like I've seen a video of people blocking the
Oh,
road, and
you
it's like
either
it looks like
agree-
an ambulance. Like somebody's like
Oh,
in an ambulance,
dude,
and like
yeah.
they're not moving out of the way. Like
and that
dude,
person died.
yeah,
That person died
it's insane.
because the ambulance could not get through.
Yeah,
Damn.
absolutely fucking. It's disgusting as what's happening
Now, the one thing, another thing that makes me happy. Did you see Pepper Balls?
No.
You didn't see this? No. There was this dude. So a bunch of protesters are in the street. This guy, I mean, he looks the part of just the douchey fucking Starbucks guy. He's got a gas mask on, and he takes it off when this happens. But they shoot a gas canister like in the street near him, and he runs over and he like kicks it away. And as he does, one of the cops shoots him in the dick with a fucking pepper bullet, that rubber pepper bullet, and it hits him right in the fucking junk and crumples him. I was like, that you fucking deserve that more than anybody on the planet right now. Like that is the. I don't really believe in karma. But I'll be goddamned if his Vipaca didn't come back to him right then and there.
Nah, dude, I saw that. I was like, I didn't know
It
what
was
you
glorious. I watched that video probably 30 times and laughed every time that bullet hit his nuts in slow-mo.
I fell for that. I saw it. Boom! I was like, oh my god,
Dude.
I've been hitting the ball before, but I don't know about a speed bag.
Oh man, I've detached my urethra before, and that was actually absolute hell.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna need you to stop and explain how you detach that.
Dude. Okay, like I was skateboarding, right, and I hit a rail and like fucking racked myself, and like on the way down, like I either dislocated
tore
or
it.
broke my finger. I broke my nose. I cracked my front teeth, and then but like it all started from like racking myself on the rail, and then I went forward and tried to catch myself, and just everything broke apart. Like I just fell straight down, and I was like holding my hand and holding my face. I had like a bunch of like road rash on my face, and so like I'm sitting there like what the hell happened, and like I look down at my pants and like they're wet, and I'm like what the hell is that? And it was I was bleeding pretty bad, and it was I detached my urethra, what you pee out of. It was not fun.
God damn it.
Yeah, worse is getting a catheter put
I was
in,
going to
man.
say,
Catheter's pretty bad.
how did they fix that?
Dude, I have no idea. I don't ask questions at the
Did
hospital.
they
I'll
fucking-
just like
did they
fix it,
fucking
right?
stick
Did they have
together
to do
or stay?
surgery?
I was like,
Oh,
I was like
God.
17 years old.
How did you pee for that?
Dude, a catheter, which also sucks. Getting
Oh,
that
yeah.
put in. Dude.
Shove it in your penis.
Dude, I actually had medical malpractice one time because that's not the first time I've had something shoved up my dick. Second time.
So
second
remember
time.
when he said he doesn't really know what he's into? I think we found his
I think we
fetish.
found it out.
Yeah, so he likes things being jammed in his pee hole.
I had a similar experience, but it wasn't my detached urethra. It was a chlamydia test.
Ooh. Did
And,
they have to like
The
swab?
swab.
The swab.
Oh man.
Every time I think about that shit, it's just like I curl up and like want to cry.
Yeah. Oh, dude, just imagine the medical malpractice that I experienced was I had a DUI, but like I totaled my car. And it was a really dumb decision. By the way, public announcement: don't drink and drive. It's
Do not
bullshit.
drink
Just
and
get an
drive.
Uber. Evansville's got Uber people.
We
Like
get
it's
Uber.
cheap as shit.
I seen that bitch way about Uber. Bad and bougie.
And if you can't afford it, Doug Stanhope will pay for it.
He got it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? How you doing? He'll pay for that shit.
Thank you for saying that. That was glorious.
Just tell him Doug Stanhope's got you.
I would have been victorious. I've been listening to that shit like crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
But
Bobby Roode's theme song's great.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
So, yeah.
yeah, no, the sheriff that actually got me though, He's actually a sheriff. I remember his name was Sheriff Korn from high school. We had a sheriff, at the school and stuff.
Korn?
At North. His last name was Sheriff. It was Korn, Sheriff Korn.
Like corn, like you eat corn?
Yeah, or I think it was Korn like the band. I don't know, but
The look on Knubsie's face right now is priceless.
Yeah. Well, he recognized me and like
Like a name.
yeah, he recognized me in this accident or whatever, and we went to the sheriff's command post, and I'm like, I'm about to piss my pants, and like he's like, get out and just piss in the field. I don't care. He's like, he knew me. He's like, Adrian, what the hell are you doing with your life? And I was like, I'm trash. I don't know.
I'm 22 years old. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. So
I'm young, motherfucker.
I was too intoxicated to go to jail. They took me to the hospital. I blew a .29.
Damn.
I was gone. And
How was that last night, dude? Get the fuck out of here.
And I couldn't pee at the hospital. They tried to get me to pee or whatever, and I don't know why. But then like they ended up putting a catheter, it was a catheter or like some kind of tube in there, and they didn't use any like lubricant or anything. It was just a plastic tube, and they didn't put they supposed to put like a soft tip at the end of it, or it's supposed to already have that at the end. No, it was just like
they just rolled it.
They just right in, dude. And I pissed blood for like a week after that. But I feel like because I was intoxicated, like I couldn't even bring that up, and like, oh, they did this to me. Like I was so fucked up. Like that didn't happen, Adrian, really? But no, it did, and I remember it vividly. That shit hurt so fucking bad. That was not fun. That hurt worse than getting my urethra detached. Is getting that tube shoved in there. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I can tell like Knubsie's over here like cringed up. Like it's like when Knubsie goes on a date.
He's over here like, you're just some weird shit, man.
You fucking freak. I thought I was freaky, dog.
Oh man, no. I like pain. I know I like pain a lot, and I've only ever had one chick that actually gave me the pain that I liked.
What's he put you in the ass?
Oh, dude, let's not go into that story. I mean, I don't know if
Straight deep dick in the butthole.
Oh man, if you want to hear this,
did that
story,
happen? Dude, give me the story.
It's okay.
This is the definite format to unleash this.
This is a real story.
Because look,
too.
I'm all about a finger in the butthole during a blowjob, but I have never had a strap-on railed to me.
So buckle up, bitch. All right.
God damn!
All right. I was in Sex Addicts Anonymous. I went in there and like with the sole purpose of like trying to get laid. Like that's
where else are the whores gonna be?
Well, like I was in there. And like a lot of people are always like, man, Adrian, it's so hard to get laid. I'm like, in this program, these people relapse all the time, so like it's amazing.
We're gonna find a Sex Anonymous class.
And so I'm not gonna use their real names. I'm gonna use a fake name. But okay, so there's this girl that I railed through like almost all of them in a month, and then like it was pretty awesome. I got tested after all this, by the way, because I was like, there's no way, they're all clean. But I made it out. I survived Sex Addicts Anonymous. But
pull out. I do.
So I was talking to this one
Just
girl.
pull out.
Yeah, just pull out.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, if you pull out, you won't catch anything.
You're fine.
I want to know if you really believe that. Like,
I really do believe that.
Oh shit! But there was this one girl that was just unobtainable. Like she was just like so sweet, and I'm like, why are you even here? We went on a couple dates. Her name was, I'm just gonna say her name was Jen, and like she was really sweet, and it's just cool. But like it never went anywhere, and I took her on so many dates. I'm like, how the fuck are we not like fucking yet, right? And I was like, so I gave up on her. Like I went back into that class. I was like, I'm giving up. So I went home with my sponsor. Her name was fucking Kelly, and so I go into her house, dude, and immediately I'm like, I'm in way over my head. Like this bitch is the kinkiest one so far. Like she's fucking like leading the parade right now. Like that's where she stands as far as how kinky she is in this program, and I knew that because I walked in and she literally had a like a glass display, like what you'd see at Exotica, like full of just Exotica's a sex shop, by the way.
Right.
It was just full of dildos and vibrators, and I was like, holy shit!
Like on display.
Yeah, like on display.
Damn.
Like she had like as if she just took it out of Exotica and put it in her living room. And so she's in the bathroom freshening up or whatever, and I'm laying on the bed and I'm like, oh my god, like she's fucking. I was looking around like, what kind of crazy bitch is this? And so I see that she has one dildo that's set aside and it has 10 speeds to it, and I'm like, in my head I'm like, dude, guys only have 2. Like, why do you need that? Like, you're gonna rub your clit off, So I was like, that's in my head. That's what I was thinking. And like, guys only have 2 speeds ever, and I know all women will agree. Like, it's either jackrabbit or like, I'm not gonna come. I'm not gonna come. Right. But anyway, she comes out and stuff, and like, she knew that I was hanging out with Jen a lot. So she's like, well, tell me about like you and Jen. And I'm like, oh God. I was like, well, she's like, what did you guys do together and stuff? And like, I did what any guy would do in the situation because I felt like she was jealous. So like, you know, like when you go to a car dealership and then you go to another one, they're like, well, what did they offer you? I'll match I'll match or top it, right? So like I was like, oh well, you know, I was like, she let me like, you know, eat her ass out, she let me fuck her in the ass, you know, fucking, you know, what all this crazy shit, right? And not really crazy shit, but like I was like, you know, a little bit dirtier than just, you know, your average
vanilla sex.
Yeah, vanilla sex. Is that a term?
Yep. Yeah, it absolutely is.
Missionary. That's it.
Missionaries vanilla sex. Okay. Well, she's like, oh really? And I was like, yeah. And so she starts going down on me, and like she's like looking just up the shaft, fucking balls, gooch, everything. I'm like, what the hell? Like this is amazing. Like this lie worked out so well because like she doesn't know that me and Jen all we did was kiss, like ever. Like that's what me and Jen did. She just gave me a kiss one time, and I was like, oh yeah, she did all that shit. She's dirty. So she's like going all up and down and stuff like that, and she's like, Jen ever do this and that. And then she started like looking at my butt. I was like, oh my fucking God, that feels amazing. And I didn't know I had a ticklish asshole until then. Until that moment, like I was like shaking kind of, and I was like trying to contain my laughter. And so
I didn't know I had a ticklish asshole. I'm going to go back into this show, this episode right here. Yeah. I'm going to isolate that. That's going to be a soundbite on the Bulldog. I didn't know I had a ticklish asshole.
Oh man. And so like she's asked me like has anybody ever put anything in your butt before? I'm like, no, but I knew that there's like a magical button in there. It's called your prostate. Like when you hit it, like you just like you shoot like a spider web like from like,
dude.
Just
this is how I explain it. This is how I explain it to people. Have you seen Scary Movie?
Yeah.
When they're having sex and he blasts her to the ceiling with that cum shot.
Oh yeah,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is, insane.
And I found that out that day. And so like,
why he looking at me when he said that?
Because like I feel like I'm like I feel like we're educating him because I know what it's like. You know what it's like. I don't know if he knows what it's like.
No.
Oh man,
you never had a finger in your ass during a blowjob?
One time I was in a handy and she put it in there, but she didn't go deep. She just like touched the rim of the like.
No. There's a button, bro.
About this far. Yeah. And if they sit there and they rub up like, dude,
it's like your finger in the clip.
It's just instant. It's instant.
Fucking.
You just. It's out. And it's fucking like it's the best, biggest cum shot you'll ever. I'm sorry, like, that's already so graphic. It's real.
No, there's nothing too graphic.
Too graphic. All right.
This is the show that you want to say.
I feel like this story is already graphic enough, but
they don't see your face yet.
Right.
So I was like, no, I've never had that, and she's like, I'll be right back. And she gets off the bed and goes to this display case, and immediately I get all wide-eyed. I'm like, I'm about to get fucked. Like that's what's gonna happen next. And
I'm in too deep. I can't run. I can't.
Literally.
She came back in the room with a 9-inch strap on. I'm not kidding you. I could not over exaggerate. Like this thing was fucking massive, and I was like, oh
way
my
bigger
God.
than I could ever aspire to be. This is not fair.
This is not accurate.
It was
into what I have.
So I was like, no, we're not doing that. She's like, you got to be more open, and I'm like, you know what? You're the leader of this pack. I guess whatever. I'll try new shit. And so she's like, going like I assume the position, right? I'm gripping the headboard. I'm like,
Happy
fucking
International Women's Day. No.
So you're a feminist, right?
I'm gripping this headboard, and like I feel something go in, and like immediately, dude, I just have the biggest just cum shot ever, just splat right under me, like right on the bed, like right under my belly, and like I turn around, I'm like, oh, that was great, and she's like, that was just my fingers, and I was like, oh my God. And she's like, don't worry, I'm gonna use a lot of lube, I'm be gentle. So she gets like the head in, right, and rams it, like just straight up full on rammed it. I had a tear come out of my eye as soon as this happened. Like I was like, what the fuck? She plowed me like 2 or 3 times, and then I collapsed like a gazelle being like tackled by like a lion in the fucking savannah, and I just plopped right onto my own cum, and I'm sitting there, dude, just cum belly, tear out of my eye, and I look back, I'm like, why? And she's like, she whispered the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. She goes, that's what you get for fucking my sister Jen. And I'm like, I never even fucked Jen, like I just kissed her, and like, yeah, it was the worst thing that has ever happened to me. Yeah, and I found out that's how you can get a hemorrhoid too. I feel like Knubsie's just like, man, I feel for you, dude. Like that's.
I'm gonna try it out, but yeah.
Oh man, so
I'm gonna see what's up about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
all I can think of is
she fucked me out
what
of
is it?
spite.
it's either The Hangover 2 or 3 when they're in Bangkok, Thailand. I came in you came on the floor. It was beautiful. You came in me.
That was two.
Yeah, fucking great.
That was like the perfect strip club. Then I was like, oh shit, she has a penis.
Yeah,
That's no bueno.
The lady
that's no
boys.
bueno.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, I've only ever told that story. I think once on stage, and I always give the
Now
short
you just
version.
told it to over 1,500 people.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. And like it's
Now
funny.
they know.
The funny thing about getting fucked in the ass is that I can no longer not do that, and like 1,500 people can now no longer not know that about me. So you ever see Denim Dave on the street, just know that he's been through some shit.
If you don't know who Denim Dave is, you will soon find out. So
Oh my
It's
god!
like if Dave Navarro and Jason Momoa had a fucking baby.
if
they
Dave
had a
Navarro
love child.
came and Jason Navarro and
Jason Momoa. Yeah.
Jason Momoa. I said Jason Navarro.
Yeah,
Jason
he
Navarro.
took his last name.
It just seems proper. He's more of a famous person.
Yeah, that's I guess what I look like. I don't know.
But he has a better tan, I guess. I don't know.
He's
I have one. Or,
Yeah.
who has- I
Adrian's
got a
like Cal No Go.
nice Cal no go. I didn't know I had a ticklish asshole.
That's my favorite part about the episode right there.
No shit. Well, that and shitting on Dave.
Yeah, that shit.
That's pretty fun too. It's always fun when he's not here to defend himself.
Oh,
my
my
God.
God. Oh shit, man.
I think he just would have shrugged his shoulders anyway. Like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, I think with that story, that's where we're gonna
end it
end
there.
this. Yeah, man. That's. I don't think anything's gonna top that. Damn it.
I just like love the look of fear in both of you guys. I was like, as soon as I said that she walked over to the display case, you guys are both like, oh shit.
I was like, oh.
What is gonna happen in this story? How does this end? There's
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Like, just
I mean,
Oh shit.
the funny thing is though, she says that's what you get for fucking her sister Jen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, her lips and tongue were all up on your cock, balls, taint, and asshole.
I think that's what she tried to do to like sweeten it up to where she could just say, "Oh, I'm gonna stick something in your ass now," and I would be okay with it because she's already done a lot. I never even fucked her. That's the worst part about the whole thing. But I did come.
Now,
Not
you
in the
know-
way I expected though.
You know what would have happened?
well,
Here's how that story plays out with me. Just because, first of all, I'm a dom. I wouldn't end up in that position. But if I
wouldn't
did,
assume the position.
right? No, but if I let's just say that I did agree, and she said, "Oh no, I'm going to be gentle," and blah blah blah, and then she did that,
Oh.
I would literally hold her down, strap her down to that bed, and every dick she had in that place, I'm going to see how many can fit in her asshole. I will find a shoehorn, and I'm going to be wedging things, and she isn't going to have to push for a shit for a month. I guarantee you by the time I was done, we would get a parking cone to the hilt in there.
Oh my god, dude! And I did think about this once after that happened. I was like, man, like, is this charge pressing worthy? Like, can I do this? But then, like,
Do you really want to be that
I
guy that
don't
goes
wanna-
into a police station and has to tell
have
that
to
story?
explain, like, yeah, like officer's like, what happened, Adrian? Like, buckle up, bitch. Like, shit's about to get real. I can't stand in front of a jury and tell that story. That's just not.
so this is what happened.
I came harder than ever, and I didn't know I had a ticklish asshole.
That's the summary.
Did I say 2 fingers? Better make it 3.
What was that off of?
Road trip.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
All right, I'm going to do this closing real quick.
Okay.
So, hey, as I mentioned earlier, we still need to raise $90 to get the rest of the stuff we need to make this show go YouTube worthy, like YouTube ready. You can donate. You can either become a patron where you donate every month. You can pledge $1, $5, $10 a month. Everything helps. Or if you get on the Bulldog Unchained podcast Facebook page, if you scroll through there, you'll see my link for my Venmo account, Venmo. But to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/Bulldog Unchained. That is patreon.com/Bulldog Unchained. And that's where you can pledge so much a month. Or the Venmo is where you can just make a one-time donation. Donate $5, $10, $20, whatever. Like I said, Mike Kiesel coming through huge, donated $200. That is fucking massive for this show. Other than that, even if you can't donate to the show, you can help us out by sharing the show on social media. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at BDog Unchained. Yeah, share the show. Share it. If you're on iTunes, give us a rating. Give us that 5 stars.
Look at that 5 stars.
5 stars. Y'all got any more than 5 stars hanging around?
You got that $5 foot long Subway sandwich, motherfucker.
There's things you don't know about me, Joe Rogan. I smoke rocks. But, all right, so next week, you want to come back next week, Adrian?
Yeah, I'm down.
Awesome,
I'm down.
man.
This is fun.
I'll have you and Dave on here. Nubsy will have to take the week off.
I'll be out gone, yeah.
So, I am the king of villains, Bulldog Malenko.
What about secret headquarters?
Oh, man, I didn't do any of my plugs. Fuck yeah. Hey, man, yeah, got to give some love to Secret Headquarters on First Avenue here in Evansville, Indiana. Huge selection of used video games like Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, all the old systems. They've got the systems in the store. They have an actual arcade in the store. They sell toys. They got pop figures. If you go in and you tell them that Bulldog Unchained sent you, you get a 10% off discount on your purchase.
Not the toys that hurt Adrian, by the way.
Right.
Especially the toys that hurt Adrian.
Yeah, Optimus Prime ain't going to fit up there.
Not anymore, but...
And then I also want to give some love to TKO Vapor on South Green River Road. Go in, see Bodie, tell him Bulldog told you to come in. Check them out for all your vaping needs. And then also Inkworks Studio, which is right next door to TKO Vapor. My buddy Tucker, man, they do t-shirt printing, banners, business cards, anything you need. Go see my buddies at Inkworks Studios. They are awesome. But yeah, till next time, for Knubsie Slow
Chill.
and Adrian. I just combined Denim there. Adrian Denim Dave Gutierrez, who will be back next week. This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. Take care.
Show's over, motherfuckers.